So, good morning everybody. My name is Dr. JD Swanson. I'm the author of Karate Science, for those who don't know me, and welcome to class number 6. It is a lovely frigid day here in Rhode Island, and I'm excited to sort of work with you today. So what I want to do for today's class is one of my original instructors, Goring Lucine out of New Zealand. He always used to say that karate was a thinking person's art. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the drills that we did out of class number 4 and class number 5, and now really sort of put our thinking caps on a little bit and just play with them. Again, it's nothing particularly new. I want you to think about your basics, think about your kihon, think about the rear leg drive, the timing of your techniques, all those things we've been talking about, but now apply them to these. So one of them you'll notice is going to be just sort of a what comes next kind of drill, and anything that we did in the previous video you can add in here. This is just to give you an idea of just a slightly different format. And then what we're going to do is we're going to goof by sort of adding blocks and attacks together just to sort of make it interesting. So without further ado, let's get moving. So of course I've warmed up, I'm nice and relaxed, I'm smooth, body works, I'm flexible hopefully, and here's what we're going to do. So the first drill, and those who know me know I love this one, what we're going to do is we're going to do our basic 4-step drill. Remember, forward with the left, forward with the right, back with the right, back with the left. But what we're going to do is we're going to change our blocks, and we're going to change them like the good old-fashioned statistics problem. If we have 5 blocks, gerambarai, agyuke, sotuke, uchuke, and shutuke, but we only have 4 steps. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to rotate the blocks through. So from here, just moving very slowly and very relaxed, the first block which we're going to do in that order of gerambarai, age, soto, uchi, and shuto is gerambarai. So we start out, we're going to do gerambarai in the first, 1, 2. The next block is agyuke, ni, 1, 2. From here, the next block is going to be soto, san, 1, 2. The next block is going to be uchuke, shi. Good. So what we have is we've got our 4 blocks. What's the block we missed? That's right. It's shutuke. So from here now, we're going to go shuto, gerambarai, ni, agyuke, sotuke. The block we missed, uchuke. Uchuke, ich, shutuke, gerambarai, agyuke. Good. The block we missed, sotuke. Sotuke, ichuke, shutuke, gerambarai. The block we missed, agyuke, that's right. So it's going to be age, soto, ichuke, and shuto for the last. So that's the end of the drill. Nice and easy. Geidan, age, soto, uchi, shuto. And just go through 1, 2, 3, 4, repeat. So with that, I'm going to say press pause, go through that a bunch to warm up, get your thinking caps going. So with that, now let's move on to the second drill for today. So what I want to do is I want you to think about doing the block and the counter with the same time. So this is going to goof with your hips. As you move, what I want you to do first of all, actually, rather than hip movement, let's think about the hand coordination. So from here, all I want you to think about, if we're loading for gerambarai, how does it load? That's right. Think about when you're learning hand sandan for the first time. It's here and you're sort of, what do I do with my arms, right? You end up sort of, Ron Burgundy or the Talladega Nights, right? Think about it nice and relaxed. Think about how gerambarai loads. Think about how uchuke loads. So if I'm here, I load for gerambarai, I load for uchuke, and then make the block. Load, push. Of course, what we do in karate is we truncate that to a much shorter movement later, coming in and out. So this is the same idea. Think about how the punch loads. The punch loads here. Think about how Gerambarai loads. It loads back here. So all we do is we think arm, leg. It'll be itch, load, push. Come up. Now the other side. Load, push. Other side. Load, push. Load, push. So that's Gerambarai. Now as you move, feel how your hips allow the movement to happen. So when you think about Gerambarai, normally we make this nice square and then we pull tahami. In this particular case, we don't really get to that. So if you think, as we load, there's got to be a compression here, and our arm and body is going to move in direct action with our hip. Right? It's not going to be sort of this opposite movement that we're used to. It's going to actually be with. And as you think about this block becomes more of, instead of that beautiful sort of deflection kind of movement as you strike in, it now becomes a lot more forceful moving with your body center. So as you load, feel the hip ever so slightly turn, pull, and then drive off that back leg to push in. And you're going, but wait a minute, JD, we never, ever do this. When you think about your technique, say hand shodan, for example, you do this all the time, right? If I'm in the last four movements of hand shodan, the shutuke, and remember shutuke, we always think about it when we're coming up and down in the line. We always think here, step together, hips square, hips go out, elbow, opposite way, right? My elbow, my hips turn in the opposite direction. Likewise with Gerambarai, here they open. This is how we think about it quite often. This is called reverse hip action. However, if you think about hand shodan, when we're making the turn, the first turn, which my hips should be making this action, opposite. When I make that big turn right at the end, whether it's from the agyuke or from the punch, if I go from the age at the top of the eye, I turn, my hips, body, all move together, same direction. Not turn, pull. They don't need to, right? So what you can think about is that it's this sort of counter-rotation feeling is dependent on context. If you look at the hand shodan as a beautiful study of this, especially the last four movements with the shutos, if you notice, we can have some shutos which are direct rotation, some which are reverse rotation. If you look, direct rotation, reverse rotation. Direct, reverse. So they tie together. So what we're doing here with our hips is not completely alien. So allow body, squeeze, push. What is important is this rear leg, drive with your body, push. Allow that to happen. So from here, for Gerambarai, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That kind of feeling. Agyuke, how does Agyuke load? It doesn't load across here, right? No. It loads here. Comes up like an uppercut and rotates at the end. So that means here, as this moves, 1, 2. This feeling. Second one, 1, 2. Third one, 1, 2. Fourth one, 1, 2. This feeling. Again, remember, this is Kihon Waza. This is about teaching your body how to move. I would not in a million years walk up to somebody and go, right? No, I'd get hit. But what I might do is I might be here covering myself and then require my body to understand this motion, to drive straight in, right? So understand the full and complete action, right, for something that will eventually become more practical. So take your time with that. From here, our third one, sotuke. Remember, soto loads up here or here, depending on what the flavor of the week is. I'll load it here. This is more conventional. Opposite hand, of course, on the hip. So it's here, 1, 2. Here, 1, 2. Here, 1, whoop, 2. Forgot my own drill. Let's mochido. 1, 2. There we go. One more. 1, 2. This is the idea. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the feeling you want. Uchuke, uchi, loads here. So from here, again, feel the hip. Feel the hip squeeze. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. One more. 1, 2. This simple, easy feeling. Shutuke, loads across the body, hand here, pushes out. One fist width off, right ankles, not floaty. Uke, right, you see lots and lots of people doing this. Bad karateka. Squeeze, connect your body. So from here, loads. 1, loads. 2, loads. 3, loads. 4. This kind of feeling. So from here, what I would like you to do is go away and try. Gerambarai, agyuke, sotuke, uchuke. You get the idea. Or you can start playing with some of the other ideas that we've talked about. So first of all, try just understanding the body and the hip action. Feel the elbow and the hip. The way I always imagine it, it's like I'm a marionette. I walk around, arms and legs, elbows are connected together. Right, this kind of feeling. So as I make this, I feel my elbow, hip, knee, body, all move together. My elbow, hip, body, everything move together. My body, hip, elbow, move together. My elbow, hip, body, move together. Allow that to happen. So take your time, work through the 5 blocks, piece by piece. And so what I'd like you to do now, press pause, have a play, work on that for a little while, just for something new. Again, drive of the back leg, drive of this rear hip, with oizuki-like feeling is critical. This squeeze, not this squeeze, don't be lazy. Both hands, both hands, both hands, both hands, both hands, with whatever you're doing. Okay, so the last thing that I want you to think about now is then you can start mixing all this up, right? Take all of the stuff that we've done and start playing with it. For example, if you're doing the 5 changes, you could make it gerambarai, kick, place, come up. You could have gerambarai, punch, 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 or any of the other ideas that we had yesterday. Or you could make them same time, pull, push, push, right? These kinds of feelings. Allow these different feelings to come about. So it might be gerambarai, whoop, gerambarai, push, then punch or iraken, push, push, then back. Any of those flavors, allow those techniques to start to play. Or you may decide to combine the blocks and the kicks. So I come down, gerambarai, maigiri, place. Or agyuke, yoko, or it might be uchuke, mawashigiri, connect. Any of the above. Play with those things. Work your body in ways that are awkward. And what you want to do above all is control your body as you move through those. Try not to land and have to bounce. Try and just place. Feel it stick to the floor and then not have to switch. Allow things like that. Pay attention to how your body moves as you go through this. Don't just go through it. Don't just rep this out. I'm old, I'm grumpy. I'm not a big fan of just repping karate out. I'm a big fan of repping with quality. So going through and constantly analyzing. Even in these videos, if you watch me closely, and those who know me well will see that I'm constantly thinking. Every single technique I'm doing on camera, out in front of people, training by myself, I'm constantly thinking about how to fix it. One went wrong, one went goofy, because I'm still training every day. So with that, I'd like to quickly pause there, but I have one other quick comment just before I go. So that's all for today, and then we'll come back and talk about another bit of stuff just in a sec. Hey, so the last thing, this was actually off the training yesterday by Scott Langley, and I thought it was excellent. Just really good, really a lot of fun. Also, if you caught Deb and Greg Hoplamazian's class yesterday, awesome classes, so much fun, right? That's why I didn't post yesterday. You all had more than enough to work with from excellent instructors. One thing that I thought was really important, it was something that Scott Sensei was talking about, was this idea of this rear leg, right, and his ankle flexibility, and it's not really fair, right? It really sucks when you don't have good ankle flexibility like me. So what you want to find is, we're talking about the position of this rear foot. Some people can turn their rear foot all the way around, and this is what you should try for, and da-da-da-da. I try for that, but immediately what happens, if you notice, my bum sticks out, I can't successfully engage my rear leg. It's only when I start to turn my foot out just slightly that I can now sink my hip underneath. Watch, if I turn my rear foot, see it disconnects this hip from the rest of my body. I lose it. It's likewise when you get people who go into super duper long stances and they turn and they disconnect their hip. The key thing, one of the most important things I think, especially when we talk about rear leg drive, is this idea of this back leg. Having it, our front knee must be bent. And the way I imagine Zenkuts is this is the beginning of the next step. That's what this purpose is. This is the end of the last technique, this drive. Ideally, in a perfect world, I would be here and driving, but notice my hip gets left behind. So what I do, for me, I have to turn my foot slightly out, and what that allows me to do is literally just clonk, connect my hip underneath me. So allow this to happen. So what you'll find is your Zenkutsu arch, the back leg and the hip, is a mixture of several things. Number one, how far I can turn this foot in, which you're always striving to turn it as far in as you possibly can. And as you train longer, as you become more flexible, you're able to turn it in and more further, right? The second thing that's really important is it's also length. So when I think about how long my stance can be, how I measure it is my foot's turned in as far as I can, and my front knee is nice and bent, curled up underneath me, because this is exactly how the sprinter starts, here. This remains. Then I turn to Shoreman and I pull this leg as far back as my flexibility allows me. My leg is soft, it's not locked, it's just sitting here soft, it's not bent either, it's just soft. My rear leg's round, my foot is round as far as I can, and I can tuck my hip. Any further, if I go back with that, it becomes the end of my flexibility for my hip flexor, and the only way I can do that is by letting go my bum and relaxing out. I want to keep my bum squeezed and then pressed under, not Steve Urkeling, just here with that turned and in. So paying attention where I can still maintain this beautiful drive from the floor up into my butt. That feeling, that position maintains the length and how far round I can turn my back foot. And as Scott Sensei sort of described, at some point you have to transcend those basics. I think that was just such a really good point. Part of karate is about understanding your own body and making your body modified, not without cheating, always trying for the perfect textbook position. That's why they're there, and that's why they're taught. But understanding the limitations of your body and understanding the right feeling of the technique internally. So with that, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Us.